Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Welcome devotees to today's Sunday feast program. So we'll start today's talk. The topic is fixing the mind in the midst of life's rat race. So we'll go to the topic. Before that, we'll do some kirtan, a little bit more, and then we proceed to the discussion. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupada Paramhans Parvakacharya Ashtotat Shri Srimad His Divine Grace Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj ki Anant Koti Vaishnav Vrind ki नामाचार श्रील हरिदास ठाकुर की प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की श्री श्री निताय गौर चंद्र की श्री श्री राधा शरद बिहारी की वृंदावन धाम की मथुरा धाम की नवदीप धाम की जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की गंगा देवी की यमुना देवी की भक्ति देवी की तुलसी देवी की बृहद मृदंगम की हरिनाम संकीर्तन की गौर प्रेमानंदी all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. So we start with Mangala Charan, take the blessings of our mutual masters before we dive into this discussion. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyat Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Shri Guru Parampara ki Jai. Shri Shri Nitai Gaur Chandra ki Jai. I love this slide, so I keep it on my screen.
Special effect.
Okay. So the topic for today is fixing our mind in the midst of the rat race. Very interesting topic. And it correlates to the teachings of Lord Krishna in Bhagavad Gita Chapter 2, verse number 57. So recite the verse. Yaha sarvatra anabhi sneha. Everyone can repeat. Yaha sarvatra anabhi sneha.
Yaha sarvatra anabhi sneha.
Tat tat prapya shubha shubham.
Tat tat prapya shubha shubham.
Na vinandati na dveshti.
Na vinandati na dveshti.
Tasya pragya pratishtita.
Tasya pragya pratishtita.
Yaha sarvatra anabhi sneha.
Yaha sarvatra anabhi sneha.
Tat tat prapya shubha shubham.
Tat tat prapya shubha shubham.
Na vinandati na dveshti.
Na vinandati na dveshti.
Tasya pragya pratishtita.
Tasya pragya pratishtita.
Yaha sarvatra anabhi sneha.
Yaha sarvatra anabhi sneha.
Tat tat prapya shubha shubham.
Tat tat prapya shubha shubham.
Na vinandati na dveshti.
Na vinandati na dveshti.
Tasya pragya pratishtita.
Tasya pragya pratishtita.
Word to word meanings. Yaha, one who. Sorry. Yaha,
Yaha,
one who.
one who.
Sarvatra,
Sarvatra,
everywhere.
everywhere.
Anabhi sneha,
Avinadhisneha.
without affection.
Without affection.
Tat,
Tat,
that.
that,
Tat,
that,
that. Prapya,
prapya,
achieving.
achieving.
Shubha,
Shubha,
good.
good.
Ashubham,
Ashubha,
evil.
evil.
Na,
Na,
never.
never.
Abhinandati,
Abhinandati,
praises.
praises.
Na,
Na,
never.
never.
Dveshti,
Dveshti,
envies.
envies.
Tasya,
Tasya,
his.
his.
Pragya,
Pragya,
perfect knowledge.
perfect knowledge.
Pratishtita,
Pratishtita,
fixed.
fixed.
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. In the material world, one who is unaffected by whatever good or evil he may obtain, neither praising it nor despising it, is firmly fixed in perfect knowledge. In the material world, one who is unaffected by whatever good or evil he may obtain, neither praising it or nor despising it, is firmly fixed in perfect knowledge. Purport: there is always some upheaval in the material world which may be good or evil. One who is not agitated by such material upheavals, who is unaffected by good and evil, is to be understood to be fixed in Krishna consciousness. As long as one is in the material world, there is always the possibility of good and evil, because this world is full of duality, because he is simply concerned with Krishna, who is all good absolute. Such consciousness in Krishna situates one in a perfect transcendental position called technically samadhi. So Srila Prabhupada gives the real meaning of samadhi also here. So we'll try to discuss this verse and see we can have some takeaways or something that we can practice. So before that, this is a nice cartoon I found. A traveler, somehow he reached to the Himalayas, the peaks of Himalayas, and he is asking the question to the saint, the sage, what is the meaning of life? Today, any question we have, first thing we go to Google, the sage Google, right? So the default response was, have you even tried Googling it before you came to me, right? So this is the fact, like we have answers to everything in Google, but only thing we can't get answer is, who am I? What is my true purpose? Those things we have to experience. We have to learn from these divine scriptures like Bhagavad Gita. So Bhagavad Gita is the essence of all Vedic knowledge. And it is a very, very advanced actually literature. Although we say it's a basic Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, then Chaitanya Charitamrita, it is the foundation of our spiritual life. And it talks about, I'm just settling down so that we can, in that context, we can discuss today's topic. The main topics that are discussed in Bhagavad Gita, there are 5 main topics. Ishvara, God; Jiva, we, living entities, who are conditioned, controlled. Ishvara is the supreme controller. We think we are controllers of our situations, of people around us, our families, but the real controller is Shri Krishna, Bhagavan. Prakriti, nature. How we are, things that are beyond our control, we are getting controlled by the 3 modes of material nature, Prakriti. Then Kala, time, and Karma, activity. These 5 subject matters are mentioned in Bhagavad Gita. And in itself is a big discussion, I will not go into the technicalities. So karma, if you see the picture here, right, it always comes back to us. If we trouble somebody else, the same person might not trouble us back. It might come back through some other channel. So only thing we can control, or maybe at least do something consciously, is our karma, or we can manage our karma. So the result of this Bhagavad Gita is, first understanding is that I am not this body. This is the foundation. Just like when we start learning math, 1 plus 1 is 2. We have to accept it. I can't say I don't accept it and then I will move forward. So the first principle, when we, or at least we have to assume that whatever Shri Krishna is saying, let's accept it and then we will, it's a hypothesis, right? Let's say, at least we have to accept in that manner, that I am not this body. I am soul, spirit soul. And the result should be, after we understand Bhagavad Gita, I am soul. Right? And Shri Krishna in this chapter 2, he is also explaining to Arjuna that how a living entity goes through various phases. Birth, then growth, old age, disease, death, keeps on moving in this cycle. And he also explains to Arjun that first you understand that you are not this body, because Arjuna was totally confused. He said, I cannot perform my duty, I don't want to fight. That was his duty at that time. So Krishna is saying, no, first you understand you are not this body, you are soul. And then this soul goes through, he is teaching him the science of soul, science of self-realization, right? And he is saying, one who is self-realized, perfect in this knowledge, is not bewildered by these changes. What changes? The changes in this temporary body, changes in our circumstances, situations. So, the first foundation is, when we start understanding the verses of Bhagavad Gita, we must understand we are spirit soul, not this material body. And while this body is temporary, we as soul are eternal. And this body goes through many changes. Birth, death, disease, old age, right? All the phases going on. Yeah. And we should learn to tolerate these changes in our bodies. And we should fix our consciousness on Krishna. It's a lot. I'm saying and, but it's a lot, right? And we should fix our consciousness on Krishna. How will we do it? Abhyasen tu kante. Only by practice we can do. And we must practice. So every day, our spiritual master is saying, every day, we should remind ourselves, we are this soul, not this body. So, with that context, now I'm trying to focus on this verse for today, or the topic for today. So this verse that we read, it is from the section when Arjuna said, okay, Krishna, you are saying that one should put effort for self-realization, right? And become perfectly self-realized. Perfect this knowledge of the soul. So, how should I know that one is perfect? So, how will we know? How we judge a person? Through his behavior. So, Krishna brings 4 main points. So, Arjuna is asking 4 questions. Tell me how such a person who is very advanced in his spiritual life, in Krishna consciousness, how does he talk? How does he, what is his language? How does he sit? How does he walk? In this material life also, in general behavior, in our dealing with others, this is how we judge people. So how somebody is speaking, what is his language? Satyam, Hitam, Priyam, Krishna says that language of a devotee should be Satyam, truthful. Hitam should be beneficial to others. And Priyam should be sweet. All 3 combinations, very difficult. Saying truth and being sweet, very difficult. Right? Only Krishna can do it. We all fail. Right? So, how such a devotee will talk? What are the symptoms? Now, these questions are very, very important. Because these are not to judge other devotees. These are also for measuring our advancement. So, there has to be some barometer, right? That against which we can measure ourselves. And also, not only that, we can measure our progress when we know the barometers. This is also important when we want to choose a spiritual master. We want to make sure we are choosing the right spiritual master who is advanced, right? Srila Prabhupada always says, be careful. There are so many bogus gurus in this world, right? So we have to choose a guru based on these symptoms. And also, we can choose our association based on these barometers. So, these questions are very important. Now, out of these questions, this verse comes in the second question where Arjuna is asking, how does he react to action of others? Meaning, how does he talk? What is his language? Whose language? A person who is perfect in spiritual knowledge, who is very advanced. So when we say what is his language means, if let's say somebody says to me something, right? what is my reaction? Am I agitated? If somebody says something which provoked me, am I shant or no? Right? Do I have patience to listen to him first and then react to him? And what is my language? Am I agitated or am I very peaceful? Right? So these are the symptoms of which are being discussed in this verse. Just to give a little more background, the last verse, which is in the continuation of the last verse, one who is not disturbed in mind, even miss the threefold miseries, or elated when there is happiness. One who is free from attachment, fear and anger is called a sage of steady mind. One is very equipoised. Because when we are equipoised, or when we can maintain our balance in the provoking situations, then only our response can be peaceful. Our language could be proper, right? So, but what happens? We fall into this trap of rat race. We are struggling so much in this material world to just get little happiness that we forget to enjoy the real happiness. The reason is because we are always worrying about the future. We are not in the past. We are in the either past or future, not in the present. So, and we start getting trapped because of the social pressures, the way this society is conditioned, or it is conditioning us also, the way the education system is built. And we always think, okay, let me struggle today and I will enjoy tomorrow. That tomorrow never comes. We might be able to get little glimpses of happiness here and there, but they just go away, right? Very temporary happiness. We lose our peace of mind because of this, and we are just running around to earn money. And why? Of course, we want money. At the same time, we want some social status. That is also a big issue. And why is it happening to us? Because that's all what is going on around us. We are determining our path not based on what we want, but based on what others are telling to us or what they are doing. Not based on what is of interest to us. So His Holiness Mahavishnu Goswami, he told a very nice story regarding this. That there was a fisherman in a sea coast area, and a tourist who was traveling there, he saw this fisherman caught some fishes, and then very high, good quality fishes, and then he was leaving, sitting and just relaxing. So he was very interested that why he is not catching more fishes. So he asked him, how long it took you to catch these fishes that you have in the bucket? So he said, just a few hours. So he was asked, the tourist asked, why didn't you catch more? You have so much time left for the day to finish. So he said, no, this small number of fishes I caught was sufficient for me to meet my needs and my family needs. I don't need more. So this is something that couldn't, that traveler couldn't digest. He said, so what do you do with the rest of your time now? Sitting idle? He said, I will just relax, take a nap, I will play with my kids, I will spend time with my family and friends. Now the traveler said, okay, so you have so much time, you know what, I have an MBA degree. Let me help you. I can help you grow your business. So what you do, you should start fishing more, spend more time in your work, and then you can start selling these extra fishes, earn more money. With that extra money, you buy more boats and then you do more work, buy more boats, and then create a fleet of boats. So many boats. And then fisherman said, okay, he innocently asked, okay, then what? Okay, I will have a fleet of boats. So he said, then you can even get migrated to a big city from this village, and then you can set up your corporation, you can start selling stocks, you can become a millionaire. So he says, okay, that sounds interesting, then how long it will take? About maybe 25 years, if we do good. So, that fisherman said, okay, then what I will do? When I will be rich, millionaire, you know what, then you buy a nice ranch house in a village, come with your family and enjoy, just relax. That's what I'm doing right now, right? So, we want to buy this freely available happiness even with money, right? We are so much entrapped in this rat race. This picture tells us even more. Actually, this is how we look like to demigods. If devtas are looking at us, this is how we look like to them. Everybody is running and struggling, kicking each other to go past. And see all the billboards there. Buy, 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 buy. So today's society is only engaging us in a cutthroat competition. It is being described as rat race. Always running around to achieve the targets set for us by somebody else. Somebody is setting the target for us. Get this education, you get this job, you get this house, get this car, get married, have children. They are dictating about life. Even if we get there, we achieve all this. Srila Prabhupada says, even if the rat in the rat race, rat wins, he is still a rat. Right? He is still a rat. So, and why we want to achieve these things? We get a sense of achievement. We get little satisfaction. And then new targets are set for us. Why? Because all of welcome to the world of marketing and advertisement. So much bombarding happening around us. Not that we have to leave everything, no education, no jobs, but the idea is set a line, set a boundary where we can be satisfied. So these advertisements, marketing, what they are provoking us to never be satisfied. They are creating more and more wants, right? Need. Something is need that we definitely need, right? Food, basic food, shelter, house. But these advertisements, these corporations, they are creating new wants for us, which we don't need, but we want because of so much conditioning, so much hypnotism happening. Now what happens? And they promise that these new products you will buy will end your suffering. They will satisfy you. What happens? They are never satisfied. They keep on launching new products and promising they will put end to our search for happiness. They will end our suffering. But do they really? I don't think so, right? How smartphone have become an integral part. You can't even wake up without it. It is with us since the time we wake up and we sleep. Of course, during sleep also it is besides our beds. It is definitely useful if we use it in the right sense, but based on studies, it is also creating a lot of problems, health problems. We all know that, right? Distractions, eye health, sleep issues, relationship issues. People are so much engaged in this little device. Just an example, right? TV, movies. So the point is that we should use these objects, these comforts wisely and consciously. Because we are in this material world, so I cannot say, go away with all these things. I don't want to, have any dealing with these things. We have to deal with these things. But Srila Prabhupada says, use everything in the service of Krishna. We have to figure out a way so that we can use everything in the service of Krishna. Okay, so I found a very nice, let's see. This is Samsara Chakra, right? Beautifully tells this is how sometimes it is comfortable and somebody comes and pushes again, right? So we are just getting tossed around, right? Like this. Sometimes we are happy, sometimes we are distressed. we must fix our goal. What exactly do we want to keep getting tossed around like this person, right? Or should we have a higher goal? See, this tossing around happens because of our karma, laws of karma. That's why Krishna says, go beyond the karma. Do everything for me. And this law of karma is based on the foundation of pap and punya, sinful activities and pious activities. Right? Because these activities create desires. And out of those desires, our habits are formed. And because of those habits, we are trapped in the samsara chakra, material world. So, Krishna gives the remedy in Bhagavad Gita. He says, bhakti, devotional service can burn our all sins and all our pious karmas also. And it can purify our consciousness. Let me go beyond this. The bad news is nothing lasts forever. So that person was getting tossed around with happiness and distress. Even happiness will not last forever. So the bad news and good news is nothing lasts forever. Whether we are happy or sad, both will not last forever. That's the good news. And threefold miseries. Why this is happening to us? Because this is the way this material world is designed. Shri Shri Sai Gaur Chandra ki jai. Shri Shri Jagannath Baldev Subhadra Mai ki jai. Why we are trapped? Why we are so conditioned? Because this is how this material world is designed. This is the nature of this material world. And we are conditioned, we are controlled by threefold miseries. Without fail, these miseries will come to us. Nobody can escape from this. One is, so in our scriptures, these miseries are divided into three categories. Number one, adhyatmika category. The miseries that come to us out because of our own mind and body. Any examples of adhyatmic misery? Headache. My own body is giving me, right, misery. Yes, very good, right? Anxiety, depression, not able to handle the pressures, right? So, we are causing miseries to ourselves. Then, adi bhautik. These are the miseries which are given to us, caused to us by other living entities. Classic example is corona, right? Some other living entities, that mosquito or insect or virus, whatever it is, that is giving to us. Terrorists, right? Examples, robbers, right? Other living entities. Somebody else says something to us, right? Then adhidevik, third category is adhidevik, which are from natural calamities. We have no control over that. For example, earthquake, hurricanes, flood, things like that. A few days back, I think last week, in Reading, I first time experienced earthquake. I don't know whether it was here also.
Yeah.
In New Jersey, was definitely there. And it was like I was in a tractor in an Indian village and literally, going back and forth. It was my first time, so I had no idea. But what I realized, I couldn't do anything. There was absolutely no control. And it was for good 10-15 seconds. Right? So, very scary. Right? So, you have no control. And these miseries will come to us at some point of time without fail. And these miseries bring to us these dualities. Happiness, sadness, sorrow. And we must learn to tolerate them. There is no other way to survive in this material world. Now, somebody might be experiencing these happiness and pains less, or somebody might be experiencing more, depending on his own, results of his karma. But and the nature of this world is like that. If we go to a swimming pool, there is no way we can not get wet, right? Even if we are not jumping down, the splashes will come to us. So these miseries will come to us. This is how it is designed. But for a person who is not disturbed, who learns to not get disturbed in these threefold miseries, who is not very happy when the situation of happiness comes, or not very sad, who is free from attachments, fear and anger, is called sage of steady mind. So practically, if we see the lower portion of this picture, it is a perverted reflection of the spiritual world, right? Same activities are happening in the spiritual world. We have friends, we have families, we have Radha Krishna, we are doing some or the other activity there. And the perverted reflection is, which are based on our bodily consciousness. We have friends, we are fighting, we have societies, we are fighting, we have education, we have families, but we are very much attached at the bodily level. So the way out is, what Bhagavad Gita is teaching us through these verses, it is making us aware of our situation in this material world, and it is saying, like Srila Prabhupada says, dovetail our activities in this material world to what we see here, right? We still engage in activities, but Krishna conscious activities. We still serve somebody, but we serve the devotees, spiritual master, Krishna. We are doing our sadhana, chanting. We are still engaged in so many activities like cleaning, cooking, etc. We are still engaged in the learning process, but we are learning the science of self-realization, right? Transcendental knowledge. And that will elevate us to the spiritual consciousness and can help us to get out of this material world. Looks very simple, but it's a journey, right? So, now, if we see this verse, it doesn't mean that we become insensitive to our situation, right? We should be, in fact, devotees are very sensitive to others' situation. Par dukh dukhi. It means is that we don't get influenced by these circumstances, we don't get trapped by them, and we engage. See, what happens is, one may question, if the situation is bringing us happiness, what's wrong in becoming happy? The thing is that when we become too much, the point is, don't become too much elated, too much, excited when situation of happiness comes. Because what we have to understand, as a devotee, as a sadhaka, we should understand this situation of comfort or goodness is brought to me by Krishna only. He is the source of that goodness. Second thing, if we ourselves become too happy, then we tend to think, I worked for it, I deserve it. And then what happens is, then our focus from our spiritual practices gets divided a little bit, because now we want to enjoy that feeling. And our acharyas also say sometimes we tend to celebrate too early. Just like we must have seen these videos that sometimes comes to us from social media, that in the sporting event, the runner in the marathon, he or she is running and almost about to win. And then she or he is already celebrating, and suddenly the second person comes and he beats the person in the front. So if we celebrate too early, then we miss the point. But the real point is that then if we are engrossed in that happiness, then we lose our focus from our spiritual practices. We get little bit deviated. We can experience ourselves. We start taking the spiritual practice little casually when the situation is very comfortable, right? But a person who is fixed in Krishna consciousness, whenever such happy situation comes to him, he will think it is the grace of Krishna. Let me offer more gratitude to him. Let me offer more thanks to him by giving more service, by offering more service to him. When situation of unhappiness or distress comes, then of course we take more shelter of Krishna. But the question was, what is the language of the devotee? The language of the devotee will be, I deserve it. It must be my karma. So Krishna is cutting my karma. That is the language of the devotee he speaks. Not blaming Krishna or devotees for any negative situation. This is what this verse is telling us, and in response to the Arjuna's question, what is the language of a perfect devotee, advanced devotee? He will always speak in a way, either offering gratitude to Krishna or taking the ownership of the situation when it is bad situation. So this is very important point from this. So a few lessons before we get into question answers, and if time permits, I can add more points, or to bring everything into one snapshot. To fix our consciousness into Krishna, we should simplify our life. To get out of that rat race, we should minimize our necessities of life. Because when we minimize our necessities of life, then we have more time available in our hand that we can utilize for spiritual, for the purpose of self-realization, Krishna conscious activities. Then we will not be running around like crazy people, right? And find extra time. Get engaged. What is the solution to that? We should get engaged in some regular service. So our mind is so wondering that even chanting we do because we have been told, but to engage our mind in the free time, as soon as, so it is said, to see what person does, what is the character of a person, find out what he does in his idle time when he is alone. That is the best. So even if to judge ourselves, how much advanced we are, or how much serious we are in anything, am I thinking about that thing or doing something about that goal when I am sitting alone, nobody is watching me, and I have time in hand? Whatever we are doing at that time shows our real interest. But so that's why to not waste our time, we should get engaged in regular service. Whatever service we can do. And that's what actually we are praying for when we are chanting in the morning. When we are chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, we are asking Radharani, Krishna to engage us in their service. So we should find out some service. And like I think last Sunday Mataji published so many services, so many opportunities are available. Whatever we can do. But the point is regular, not just once in a while, it should be constant. And it should be like a commitment for that. So, and even like not just that we have to find new services, even in our normal festivals or programs, so many devotees are doing cooking, cleaning, already engaged. We can help them, we can support them, right? But at least one or few services we should have in our hand that we can engage our mind, that will help us to think about that service throughout the week. That how can I improve it? How can I do it better? I'm having this challenge. How can I solve my challenge in this service? Something to engage our mind. The idea is to engage our mind in Krishna conscious activities. Make it very simple. We don't have to make it complex. Why this service? Why that service? Why only me? Why only he or she? Just keep it simple, right? Whatever we want to do, or even if we have new ideas, talk to Mataji, right? And see what else we can bring to the table. Even more important is the third point. Whatever we are doing as our service, little, more, doesn't matter. Our consciousness should be there. Otherwise, we will start criticizing that either that service or people involved in that service. So our consciousness should be there that why am I doing it? Be aware. Why am I doing this service? Donate our time. It's the same point, putting different words. Donate our time, effort, and money into Krishna conscious activities. See, we invest for the security of our family, for the future, hoping those investments will bring back these results. Nobody can guarantee, right? I mean, I failed when I trusted something in some investment. I failed a few times, and I'm sure a lot of people have that experience. No guarantee in today's world what investment we are making. Bank may not default, right? That corporation may become default. But if we invest in, I'm not saying don't invest in your future. Do whatever makes you comfortable, right? Buy all the insurances we need. But at the same time, invest in Krishna. Invest in Krishna consciousness activities. Krishna will never default us. Our spiritual masters give this guarantee. Never ever he will default us. Whatever effort, time, money we put in Krishna conscious activities, 100%, 500% results will come back. I'm not an authority, but our acharyas guarantee, and they also give us a number based on the quality of our donation and how much we gave or to what purpose, in what consciousness. They also tell you the number, how many multifold times we get it back. That purpose. So investment in spiritual activities. And the last one, there are more, but practice yukta vairagya. So, like Krishna is teaching Arjuna, don't abandon anything. We have to live in this world. But Srila Prabhupada instructs us that he trains us to practice yukta vairagya. What is yukta vairagya? That we, although we know, at least theoretically, we are not this body, we are soul, we use the same body to cut our attachment to body consciousness. For example, when somebody is want to cut a tree, he uses axe, right? This picture here, right? So this axe is made of wood itself, the handle, right? So we are using the wood itself to cut the wood. I'm not encouraging to cut the trees, but it's an example. So the idea is we use this body in Krishna conscious activities, in our devotional services, and cut down the illusion of body through this body itself. How will we do that? Same thing. Increase our Krishna conscious activities, the process of chanting, the process of some kirtan, and practice yukta vairagya means engage everything in Krishna's service, whatever we have. We should be able to use everything we have, whether it's our car, our home, our families, our jobs, everything. This is the beauty of Srila Prabhupada. He has trained us, he is giving us the instructions in such a manner that everything we can be used in Krishna consciousness. We have to be just a little more conscious. See, that's why Srila Prabhupada named this society ISKCON, is International Society of Krishna Consciousness. Consciousness is the key word. Every activity, every service we are doing, we have to practice to become conscious. I'm talking these big words, I'm also trying to follow and practice, but it's not that easy. But it becomes easy when we come together in the right sangha. Little more about yukta vairagya, it's a very important concept. In this way, you will be freed from bondage to work and its auspicious and inauspicious results. With your mind fixed on me, in this principle of renunciation, you will be liberated and come to me. With this process of yukta vairagya. So, again, the same thing, whatever we do, whatever we eat, whatever we have to offer, whatever austerities we perform, we do it for the satisfaction of Krishna. Any fasting, any austerities, we don't make it up. We train ourselves in such a way that it should bring pleasure to Krishna. Any fasting, any activity we are doing. And Srila Rupa Goswami says, as long as we are in this material world, we have to act. So we have to understand that we are not talking about leaving families, leaving jobs, going to take sannyas or go to forest. We have to act. What we are saying is, how can we transform our actions into Krishna conscious actions. So we cannot cease acting as long as we are in this body. Therefore, if actions are performed and the fruits are given to Krishna, then it is called Yukta Vairagya. This is the key thing here. So with this, I will conclude my discussion. Any questions, any comments, any corrections, any thoughts, please. We have 7 minutes. We can take up those. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. If no questions, I have something more to share. So I can keep on talking. I have a lot of notes. So.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Accept my basic service of Prabhupada. Thank you for this amazing class. I really liked the reality of the rat race slideshows you have. It really shows how much we are in a rat race. We just forget that we're in a rat race, you know. And very amazing points, so thank you so much. There was one point, Prabhu, that you made a statement, a comment. Very powerful point. You know, you said in your class, you know, the Lord says, do everything for me, right? And how does one do everything for the Lord in the world of uncertainties? We live in a world of uncertainties. We are trained, we are conditioned, we have been brainwashed, we have been, what's the word, you know, by the parampara system from our family status, you know, we are always saying, there has to be certainties, but there isn't. I mean, we just know it. So how do we do everything for the Lord in the world of uncertainties?
Very nice question. Thank you, Mataji. So, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Yeah. So definitely we are living in the times of these uncertainties, no doubt. Right. So we are serving somebody anyway, right? We are doing things in our family lives. So the problem is, the reason we are not able to do it for Krishna or for spiritual reasons, because we have not understood the importance of Krishna consciousness. So once we come into the association of devotees who are fixed and they are living this life, right? That's why association is very important. So when we see that others are successfully able to do this, and it brings results. Like, although this is the world of uncertainty, no matter what we do, it will be uncertain. The results will be uncertain anyway, right? So we start building our faith slowly and slowly in the process. That's why we don't jump too much, right? We start building our faith slowly and slowly. And then, as we see the results, then by coming into the right association, by understanding the knowledge given to us by our spiritual masters, by being in the guidance, right? Because Krishna is a personality. He will reciprocate. We are not dealing with somebody who is a stone. He will reciprocate. If I do something for Nishit Prabhu, he will reciprocate in some way. Right? So the results will come. But it all depends on our faith. So that is something we have to work on. So that's why it is said the spiritual path usually is very quick for someone who has a lot of difficulties. Because he has already found difficulties in the world. So he knows there is no hope here. So now let me at least try this. Right? So person who is very comfortable in his own position right now, for them it is little challenging to practice spirituality. So these are thoughts. I mean, we have to increase our faith and be in the right association, people who are practicing and getting the results. Our faith will increase. I think to make it simple. Any thoughts you would like to make? And these verses should not make us feel that one who is on the spiritual path of Krishna consciousness is insensitive around himself. we are, like as a Vaishnava, we are supposed to be very sensitive to this.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhu, there was one summary page you had shown, and one line I liked was that we have to simplify our life, like what we are seeing. So it's just a comment I'm saying that slowly we are seeing not just the devotees but the materialists are also trying to go towards a minimalist lifestyle. Like you will see it's trending a lot. Like they will try to simplify furniture or simplify house or simplify their car. So I think even the materialistic people are also starting to realize that if they are gonna put all their time and energy into these material things, then it will just keep on bringing more and more misery. So,
yeah, great point. Actually, person who lives as on a rental house, actually they are better because they know I have to move anytime. So let me keep my necessities minimal. So that should be the consciousness as a devotee we should have, that I may leave any time, right? Uncertainties may come. So again, to that Mataji's point, the more we can make our life simple, right, then probably we can save money also, make it better use, or we feel more secure in that way also, right? So we have to design our life. The choice is ours, and the practice is ours, and whatever we want to make out of this life, but everything is related. Yeah, that's a good point. So we should also always live like we are living in the rental place in this world. No matter how much big home we have, how much big car we have, we are just using as a rental, right? So, thank you, Prabhu. Okay, so.
You wanted to add more points, and I want to hear from you.
It's already 6. It's okay. Okay. So, I want to make sure I'm very sensitive to this point, that we don't consider that sadhaka or devotee is insensitive. Because Krishna is not insensitive. Krishna is very sensitive. So devotees are also supposed to be very sensitive. Shri Shri Sai Gaur Chandra ki Jai. So I will finish this point quickly. So there is a very nice pastime that gives us a very powerful teaching. So when Lord Ram, Mother Sita and Lakshman were in the forest, Panchvati. So every night, Mother Sita used to serve Lord Ram by massaging his feet. And they used to walk in the forest barefoot. So, and they had to, it was not like a very paved roads in jungles, right? So there were a lot of thorns, and they were walking on the thorns, or very sharp pebbles. So the way when Lakshman, Ram and Mother Sita used to walk, Lakshman used to be in the front, Mother Sita in the between, and Lord Ram in the back. So Lakshman used to make sure that path is clear for Mother Sita and Ram. That was his duty. And Lord Ram used to make sure there is nobody around who could attack us, right? So that was Lakshman's service was to make sure the path is clean and no discomfort to his worshipable Mother Sita and Lord Ram. But when Lord Ram and Mother Sita used to walk, maybe take bath or to pick some fruits and flowers, Lakshman was not there. So Ram used to be in the front to make sure there is no pebbles or thorns for Mother Sita. But in that process, he himself used to get lot of thorns and those niggly or pebbles in the feet. And Lord Ram's feet are described to be so soft that even Mother Sita used to hesitate to massage his feet. Think about it. So in the night, Mother Sita used to see the thorns in his feet and some bleeding, and she was trying to pick up the thorn, and it was very deeply, embedded in the feet. So in that process, suddenly Lord Ram wakes up. He says, "Sita, what are you doing? I'm trying to pick up. You must feel pain. Tomorrow you will walk, you will feel more pain." So Lord Ram used to say, "Okay, but you know what? Don't pick up this thorn, because my promise to the whole world is, whoever takes the shelter of my lotus feet, I never reject that thing, whether it is thorn or whoever. So, this is our Acharya says, this is the nature of Lord, that even though we are struggling to serve Him, or we are totally engrossed in material life, it gives a lot of pain to Lord Ram. We are like thorns. Still, Lord Ram will never, or Krishna will never reject us. But we should not remain thorns. We should become like very soft flower petals, so that we can be offered properly in the lotus feet of Lord Ram. So this, when we follow these practices, even in Bhagavad Gita, our hard heart, stone-like heart, start becoming soft. So the point I am bringing is, as a Vaishnava, as a devotee, we should be very, very sensitive to these things. And Lord Ram and devotees, Lord Krishna and devotees both. So we should be very sensitive, very compassionate, and that all can happen when we practice. No magic formula. We have to practice ourselves. With that, I will conclude today's discussion. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. I think next is Guru Arthi. जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस कलकत्ता जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस कलकत्ता अष्टो शिष्यमधि डिवाइन ग्रेस भक्ति सिद्धांत गोस्वामी महाराज की प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गो गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरी गोवर्धन की नामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की इस्कॉन फाउंडर आचार्य श्रीला प्रभुपाद की तुलसी देवी की भक्ति देवी की मथुरा धाम की वृंदावन धाम की नवदीप मायापुर धाम की all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to the feet of Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Srila Prabhupada ki Hare Krishna. I'm looking for Priya Mataji. I'm sure she should be here soon. Maybe we can chant Hare Krishna. Yeah, we can do this in a prayer.
every day, I'll be in cloud 9. Beautiful. Thank you so much. We'd like to welcome devotees to our Sunday program. Thank you for coming out. Thank you for participating. Thank you, Teacher, for a very opportune topic. It's a topic that I encourage devotees, if you missed the class. You know, I like to always give spiritual challenges, because that's how we grow in Krishna consciousness. If any one of us who have missed hearing the class, please go back and hear the class. It's on YouTube. It has been live streamed, and it will show up on SoundCloud in 3 days. Manoharini? Tomorrow. Okay, she's the one that does, so I have to ask the boss, when it's going to show up. So it'll show up on SoundCloud tomorrow. It'll be on YouTube live as we speak. Right, Damodar? It's
recorded.
It's recorded, but it's been live streamed. So okay. Come on, guys. Save my face here for once. Okay, it'll be up in 24 hours. How's that? Please listen to the class. It's really important that we listen to the class, because that is the first and foremost in growing in devotional service. Hearing, shravanam, shravanam, shravanam. So if you missed the class, please hear the class and really hear without any distraction and interruption. Very, very important points that Krishna brought up today. Few announcements. I would like to remind devotees that we have an upcoming festival this Tuesday. What is it? Ram Navami! Rival! The appearance of Lord Ramachandra. Then we might wonder, what does Lord Ram have to do with Nitai Gaurachandra? So what's the connection?
They are the same.
How is Lord Ram connected to Nitai Gaurachandra? Which one? There, Krishna, you can spill the beans.
He is not different from Sri Ram.
Exactly. Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you. So that is how everything is connected to Nitai Gaurachandra. Lord Ram, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna, Nrsimhadev, all the avatars go zoop down to Nitai Gaurachandra. So, of course, on Ram Navami we will have the Utsav deities, the festival deities for Sita Ram Lakshman coming out on Tuesday. So there will be a program this Tuesday. So please, it's an evening program at 6 o'clock, and we request devotees to please be on time. I understand that it's a working day, but we can always, highlight the point that Krishna mentioned in his class, to simplify our lives so that there's less complexities and we can be on time for the Lord. On Tuesday, 6 o'clock, so please do make it a point to be on time so that we can end on time and we can go back on time, because it's a working day. We want to respect everybody's time, but in order to respect everybody's time, we all have to be on time. If not, it gets delayed. So please do mark your calendars for 6 o'clock this Tuesday evening. Now, if anybody has a half an hour time break in the morning, you are most welcomed. This Tuesday, the Lord will be wearing a new outfit for Ram Navami, and the Darshan Arati will be at 8 a.m. just for this Tuesday, because it's a special day. So if anyone is able to take half an hour time off from work, there's always excuse, right? Sick leave and PTO, the famous paid time off, the famous sick leave. It's always there, waiting for us to use it. Why not use it for Krishna? So if we can take half an hour to 1 hour off, please come and take darshan of the Lord on his birthday, on the appearance day of Lord Ram, which is due. So this Tuesday morning, 8 o'clock is darshan arati 8 o'clock, and then we have the evening arati, the evening program at 6 o'clock. So please do be on time for that. Another announcement we have is this coming Saturday. Where's Nitya Gopal? Oh, he's inside. Where's Prasad? There he is. This coming Saturday is Earth Day from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. and it will be Main Street, downtown Mechanicsburg. And as the time gets closer, the devotees will share the precise location of where they will be. The help that we need for the day is we always need volunteers to help cook prasadam for about 18 to 20 devotees, approximately 20 devotees, because these are our spiritual warriors. They are the ones that on the front line of the battlefield. So Prabhupada says the devotees that go out and distribute Prabhupada's books, they are the front line of the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Ain't no easy job. Let me tell you, it's pretty tough. So the least that we can do to honor these devotees who are on the front line of the battlefield is to feed the army. Is to feed the army. So if you're able to make prasadam to feed the devotees, 20 devotees this coming Saturday, please do see Mother Varsha right here, and she'll be happy to take any help that we can get to feed our army, our troops, as they're out there serving Srila Prabhupada's mission. And also we do need devotees to give support in just being there, just giving the support. Whether it be helping hand, whether it be playing kartal, whether it be playing mridanga, whether it be singing, whether it be just lifting stuff. They carry tables and chairs and books and canopies, what have you. So if you can offer any of that help, please do see Prasad Prabhu right there. Raise hand, Prabhu. Prasad Prabhu and Nitya Gopal is inside in the Pujari room. You can see one of them after, and I'm sure they'll be more than happy to get some help from the devotees. Our next program we have is April 27th, 8-hour Kirtan. And I was just talking to my daughter, one of them, and it's like getting more and more people coming. So it's like we're trying to see how to fit all those people in our schedules, like getting overbooked. So we're very fortunate that we're getting so many devotees coming out of town. We're getting quite a bit from Canada, actually. So that's really nice. So please, it's from 12 o'clock to 8 o'clock. We will provide lunch and dinner prasadam. Please block your calendar, block your day, block your weekend, and come and hear the holy name. All you have to do is come hear the holy name and we will fill your tummy. Isn't that a pretty good deal? Nah, the men are not excited because they're talking back there, and the women are saying, when will Anasuya be done? I can read faces to some extent. So please, definitely come out and hear the holy name. It's really, really, really powerful. If you, we were just speaking in Bhagavatam class on Friday, Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2, Chapter 1, verse 11, where Srila Prabhupada is speaking the importance of chanting the holy name. Really, really deep. That is the first, the primary, the basic, the foremost. If we are in the congregation of devotees chanting the holy name, there's nothing better than that. It's like being in Vaikuntha. Seriously. So please, do block your calendars to come out and really absorb the holy name. It's from 12 p.m. to 8 p.m. that Saturday and whole day, and we will even continue the kirtan on Sunday program so that we can still keep the kirtan fever. As they roam, all around the body, going through our blood veins. Let's just let it roam, That's what Lord Chaitanya did. He had it roam. He had the holy name run around the whole body. Rolling in the dust, ecstasy all the time. So please, do that. And if anybody, Mother Varsha is organizing a New York bus trip, Rath Yatra, New York Rath Yatra bus trip. She's been getting a lot of sign-ups. The list is getting longer. If anyone is interested to join the caravan going to New York Rath Yatra for the day with devotees, please see Mother Varsha to sign up because she's organizing the whole booking, the charge, everything. She'll give you the whole details. It's on June, I forgot the date, 8th. It's on June 8th. It's always the second Saturday in June. That's when the New York Rath Yatra is. And it's really nice to travel with devotees. Really, really nice. It's really, Dipsha just ended with saying devotee association, right? Devotee association is how we get the fever of Krishna consciousness. So if you wonder, where is my fever? It's gauged by how much devotee association we have. If it's 1% devotee association, then the fever is 101, not 1 degree. You've got to add 100 to it. You want to bring the fever down. Not make it too high fever, then something is not right. So please, definitely, take advantage of being with the devotees so that we can all ride the bus together to New York Rath Yatra. Last but not least, I would like to make a humble request to everyone here. The weather is getting nice, the flowers are blooming, the rain is pretty much stopped, the grass is green, You know, ice cream shops have opened up. Cream shops have opened up. That means, you know what? The temple can wait. I'll just go late. I just made a poem, didn't I? Not bad. Okay, thank you, Krishna. You know, we always say that, right? The temple can wait. I'll just go late. What example are we teaching to our children? We make sure that we tell ourselves, gotta clock in before the manager sees I'm 1 minute late, or 2 minutes late, or 3 minutes late. But we make sure we work overtime. And then we tell our children, get on the school bus because I'm not taking you and driving you to school because I got to get out of my way and drive you to school. So get on the school bus. But when it comes to the temple, we don't tell our kids that. We'll say, Janito, go late. What are we teaching our children? We're teaching our children material. They just touched upon that in his class, material and spiritual, right? We're giving more preference and importance to the material life, making them to go to the temple, go to school on time, go to soccer games on time, go to swimming classes on time, go to dance class on time, but for the temple, we can be 1 hour late. Yeah. Who said that? I want a high five. Whoever said that. But yeah, it's true. It really is true. So we please, devotees, punctuality is really important. Coming to the temple on time. Because we are not setting a good example for ourselves, nor for our future. Be on time. To the degree, and I don't know the verse, probably Lord Krishna or Jitmitra, one of you know the verse, but that's a verse in Bhagavad Gita. To the degree that we reciprocate to the Lord, to that... Huh? Which verse, Beta? Google it now. Get me the verse in the chapter right now. Come on! To the degree that we extend ourselves to the Lord, to that degree the Lord reciprocates. Very powerful point. So please, be punctual. Be on time. So that our children will also learn, I gotta go to the temple on time. Because that's what we teach our kids, to go to school on time, to go to this on time. So please, try to get that, whatever the plan is blocking us from coming to the temple, because I was really, it's such a beautiful class Lord Krishna Prabhu gave, but not many showed up. And that's why I'm giving a spiritual challenge, that those who didn't show up, please go back and hear his class. Thank you. May 19th, please block your date. It's Sunday school graduation. The kids are excited, but not the parents. Are the parents scared that something's going to go wrong? Don't worry, it's not going to go wrong. Please block your calendar for May 19th is Sunday school graduation, and it's an opportunity for the parents to really, to see what your kids have learned. Now, when the kids show you, it's not just a showcase. They're actually teaching us what they have learned, so that we can also step up as parents. So please do block your dates. And you will see this coming out in the emails, in the WhatsApp groups, or in the e-bulletins. So please block your calendars. And hopefully next week on, we can be. Thank you! Srila Prabhupada ki! Nitai Gaurachandra ki! I'm going to ask Sarah to chant the Prasadam prayers, and we'll have a wonderful Prasadam. Hari Bol.
Bye. सभी में स्वामी चेंज हो गया देखना पड़ेगा कहीं पे तो हुआ है आगे बढ़ने के लिए